In 14 June 2017, at midnight when most residents are sleeping, a fire broke out at a 24-story residential building in London called the Grenfell Tower. Within minutes, flames raced up to the building, leaving 72 dead and a nation in shock. Fast forward to 2022, underknown by the masses, a similar unfortunate event happened. A towering blaze engulfing the China Telecom building in Changsha with 42-story height. Smoke darkens the sky, fire rips through dozens of floors. Where I am, we have the same fire incident happen twice in 5-year times. How did it happen so fast? The KWSP building in Petaling Jaya caught fire not once but twice. Home to Malaysia's Employee Provident Fund officers, it is a major government facility where millions manage their retirement saving. In 2018, a massive blaze tore through the building's upper floors. Just 5 years later, in 2023, smokes again billowed from the same building. Though no major injuries were reported in either case, the repeated incident raises serious concerns. As of when I'm recording this building is fully vacant for under investigation and repair. As for the previous tenant, they have since moved to a new location nearby.
And also, we'd like to invite you to our Archidex, where we are going to have a booth in July 21 to 24th in MyTech. We'll be there, so we hope to see you there. See you there.
Although what has caused this fire to start on these three buildings were entirely different, if the Grenfell Tower started from refrigerator failure, the China Telecom Tower started from a secret butt, and both of the KWSP fires started from the building maintenance and renovations. They have a common way of getting their flames to spread within minutes because of the chimney effect or the stack effect, in which describe the tendency of heated air to rise rapidly within a vertical space of the cavity. Plus, with their flammable exterior cladding such as the ACP with PE core for the Grenfell and Telecom, and expanded polyester for KWSP. These two factors became a huge risk for fire safety, which brings us to our next discussion, our fire codes. So guys, I'm at the whiteboard here to discuss different codes and standards for external cladding fire safety systems. So for here, I have listed down different codes as you can see right here. And for my American friends, I believe you are more familiar with the NFPA 285, which develops from the USA that focus more on internal flame movements to the facade. And for my Canadian friends, with a ULC 5134, I believe they are more based on the NFPA 285, but it's more exterior focused. And for what I'm more familiar is the BS 8414 developed from the UK, which is developed by the BSI. They are more widely adopted, such as for ISO, the international standards, which is based on the BS. For China, for Korea, and different types of countries, they are also basing on the British standard. And of course, we have the AS 5113 that is adopted by Australians and New Zealanders, and they have their own metrics as well, such as the debris and the toxic fumes. And of course, for France, they are using their own system, and I'm not sure because I can't read French, so I'm not going to dive deep too much about it. For the BS 8414, from here, it is divided into two parts. One is for the solid wall and one is for the frame wall. For the solid wall, it is based on the masonry system such as bricks and concrete. And for the frame wall, they are focusing more on steel and timber. From here, I will discuss the criteria of how it works. BS 8414 is a large-scale system test that looks like this image that mimics a fire breaking out of a window and exposing a cladding system to a severe fire. The idea of this test is that it must be tested for 60 minutes and pass the following 5+1 criteria that I'm about to show without any early termination. Otherwise, it is automatically considered as a failure. The criteria is as follows. The first one is the external fire spread. Within the first 15 minutes, all of the external thermocouples at level 2 don't exceed 600 degrees Celsius that lasts for 30 seconds. The second one is the internal fire spread. Similar to the first criteria, but this one is for the internal thermocouples that hide inside the cavity here. The third one is the visible flaming. Additional visible flaming should not spread beyond the flame of the creep, horizontally or vertically, and also come out from the compartmented joints. Visible flaming is defined as a glowing and continuous fire that lasts more than 60 seconds. The fourth one is the mechanical performance. On fire or not, parts of the cladding system at least 50 mm length and 200 gram don't collapse to the floor outside of the creep's collapse zone. The fifth one is the burning debris and pool fires. No burning debris and pool fires on the floor outside of the creep's collapse zone. Again, burning debris and pool fire is defined as visible flaming that lasts more than 60 seconds. The last one is the additional requirement for BS 8414-2. No system burns through into the internal surface. This only applies to BS 8414-2, which is for frame walls as what I have previously mentioned. This is why cavity barriers are needed to compartmentalize the facade.
I'm Dato Jason Kwan from Facade Resources Sdn Bhd. We are one of the system owner of 8414 system.
With Facade Resources cavity fire barrier installed, on normal circumstances, there will be a small gap for the wall cavity to function normally for air circulation. When the fire breaks out, the smoke triggers the intumescent strip to expand, creating a fire compartment that blocks the fire from spreading to other parts of the building.
Our system is one of the most customizable, 100% locally made in Malaysia. And this system is also compliant with 8414. Among all the good benefits that we have in our system is, number one, we provide a full demarcation for your project if you choose to use our system. This full demarcation is very important in order to ensure that the product that you use for the project are properly installed and reinstalled at the right place for all in your project. Number two, we also provide a free review from a fire consultant if necessary. And this gives us more assurance that the product that you use with us are actually fire compliant. On top of that, we also provide full QA/QC on all the product that you use. For example, if let's say you use ACP or solid panel in your project, we provide a full comprehensive QA/QC free of charge so that you know that the product that you use are also of proper quality. Last but not least, we also provide constant site report to all relevant stakeholders, especially consultants, architects, and project owners, so that they know that the progress of installation at their site are up to date. And the most important thing is that there is transparency in the whole project.
Just now we have just covered the topics on the risk of facade fires, fire codes and cavity fire barrier as well as services. While it is good to have these codes and legislation now, I would like to point out that if it means that the facades for older buildings, especially those with materials of high flammable risk, would they need to be revised and installed new cavity barriers? We know that the prevention is better than cure, but for existing buildings, should the developer bear the cost or now it's a tenant's responsibility? It might be costly at first, but if you don't take action as soon as possible, it will be like a ticking time bomb. Lastly, I want to ask, is your building still safe from fire? So to wrap up this topic, I have learned a lot of things and I'm extremely grateful for my friend Jasmine, Dato Jason and Facade Resources team to allow me to cover this topic and using their product. If you are planning to go to Archidex 2025 in Kuala Lumpur, don't forget to check out Facade Resources booth and you might bump into me as well. Okay guys, let me know in the comment if you enjoy this kind of video of the cavity fire barrier and if you have learned anything from the video. I'm Pei from Facade Duckies. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!